Hello. Hello, everyone. It's Tammi Morrison, and I am live. So I'm super excited to be here, coming live with you today. And I'm coming live to talk about manifesting. Now, it's not going to be the usual manifesting mumbo jumbo, you know. I manifested my specific person or my special person or my soulmate or my twin flame or whatever the hell people do. But this one is really going to be about just simple stuff. And so most of the time when we think about manifesting, we are thinking about manifesting big stuff. You know, we want to manifest a house, we want to manifest a car, we want to manifest a business, a good job, more money, all kinds of things like that. However, you got to start somewhere. So what I'm saying is you can start in, like, with manifesting a parking space. So like if you are driving and you want to park and you want a parking space that is not in the boonies, then you might want to speak that when you go to this, wherever you're going, that there's going to be the perfect parking place opened up for you. And so while everybody else is circling around and, you know, cussing and, and acting real crazy, you are manifesting your parking space. And so your parking space shows up for you. Think about when you decide to get a car. You say, I need a car. Typically, the car that you decide to get, you start seeing them everywhere. So like if you say you did research, you know, a lot of people don't do that. You just get what you can afford. But say you did research and you said this is what I want, and then all of a sudden you start seeing those cars everywhere. And it's the same way, you know, with houses, all of that. So when you think about that type of manifesting, that is where it begins. You know, just when you start to believe, and you believe with everything in you that whatever it is that you are desiring will show up in your life. And so as you begin to do that, then what will happen is, more times than not, what will happen is things will just start to show up in your life that you desire. Period. Now I can say that I have been at this place where when I looked up, it looked like everything was falling apart. Yes. It looked like everything was falling apart. That's what it looked like. If you were to look at it, or when I looked at it, let's say that. When I looked at it, it looked like my life was coming apart at the seams. I mean, all my socials got hacked. Well, not all of them, but Facebook and Instagram with almost 25,000 people, connections that I had been building like all these years. And then my checking account got hacked. I ended up having to just go all new school. I mean, I had to change the whole account number, of course, the cards, you know, all of that. And somebody tried to steal money from me, and a lot of money. And you know what? I was pissed off for like a half a second, but then I shifted the perspective, and I did a change and a shift. And I realized that nobody can steal from me, because for number one, I'm God's child. And if they're allowed to take something from me, that means that it's just opening the door for something bigger and better. So I did my whole changeover of my account. For probably about 3 weeks, I didn't even have access to my money. For 3 weeks, didn't have access, couldn't access it no kind of way. because my bank is not in the town where I live, and I didn't have a card. So I just had money sitting in the bank. You know, the good thing is it was still sitting there because somebody thought that it was theirs and they tried to take it. But when I think about that, all of that is connected with the manifesting that I have been working on. You know, all the stuff that I've been doing the work. You know, all the shadow work and all the energetic work that I have been doing for this last little while. It looked like it wasn't working. It looked like there was nothing going on. You know, I mean, it looked like everything was falling apart. But that wasn't the case. What was happening was some of those things were falling out on the side so that I could get into alignment with what God wanted for my life and what I desired and what God wanted. And so as I began to get into alignment with that, and this is the important part, because this is something that I learned, was as you begin to get into alignment, you begin to speak the word, because that is what I've been doing, is speaking the word about situations and watching them shift and change and move, and watching my perspectives change in all the areas. And so as I began to do that, it looked crazy. It looked like everything was just dropping off. I mean, even people in my life, you know, it was like, but then once I got the message, you know, and it's been such a blessing, because I didn't feel like I was open enough to get this word that I needed, you know, any other way. And so these things started to occur, and I was working on, you know, building a business. And so, you know, all these contacts were gone. To be honest with you, I had this whole meltdown for about a day. And then after that, I was like, time to get up from here, stop this damn crying, which I wasn't crying, but you know what I mean. So I was like, no, it's time to get up, time to shake it off, time to move and, you know, see where I need to go from here. Listen and hear what the Spirit was saying to me. Feel what was happening. And so I did. And I really am so grateful for the shift. Because if you don't know, then you don't know. And you don't know, you don't know. But I'm super grateful for the shift, you know, because it was definitely time for some things to change. And, you know, sometimes we need change in our life and we crave it and we want it and we desire it, but we don't know how to get it. Or we're scared because something like that might happen where it looks like everything is falling apart in your life, you know, and you might not be able to deal with that because a lot of people can't. And, you know, they stop on the journey a lot of times when that happens. But I'm here to tell you that the journey is here, and it's here for a reason. And the things that you desire are desiring you. But you have to make up in your mind that that's what you want and that's what you're going to do. So what I've learned is that you want to get crystal clear on what your desires are. And you want to focus on what it is that you desire and not what you don't want. Because many times what happens with us is we focus on the things we don't want more than we focus on the things we do. And so when our focus is on the things that we don't want, then those are the things that show up in our life. And we wonder why, but really it's clear. It shows up because that's where your focus is and that's where your mind is. So it's not just good to be positive. It's positive to be positive. You know, it's one of those things where, excuse me, you, okay, say you don't like your job, okay? But you just talk about that all the time, about how you hate your job, how you hate your job, how you hate your job. And then you wonder why you can't get another one, or, you know, not only, you know, you might be applying or putting in applications, but you have to look at the energy behind all of that, you know, because when you start putting in those applications, people can feel the energy that you possess. They can feel it. They can feel it. And so basically, you don't be ready. You don't be ready. You think you are, but you're not. So when you get to that place where you are doing the work and it looks like everything looks crazy, things like it's falling apart, you got all these issues and things going on, there's drama that is coming that you don't typically have. Look at it for what it is. It may be that it is helping you to manifest that which you desire, that which you want. Maybe it's helping you to do that, because that is another whole thing. I mean, if that's the case, that is amazing and it is super exciting. But I wanted to just share this because I know that so many people are talking about manifesting, and to be honest with you, I want to talk about the truth, and I want to talk to you about how it really works and how it can work for people, real people, because a lot of times people talk and they sound so crazy, and it almost sounds like a damn fairy tale, you know what I mean? But you want to know what really happened and what was the real thing and how did you really feel about that. And so that is what I am saying. This is the real deal. That is really how I felt. I felt like I could punch somebody in the fucking face when I found out that my checking account was hacked. But there was nobody to punch. I just had to get it fixed, and then I had to not focus and dwell on the negative parts of it. I had to shift that whole perspective and say, you know what? I probably needed this shift. I didn't need to be hacked, but the blessed thing is, they gave me my money back. So that was a beautiful part of it. And nothing went lacking. And then I have to share that for about a month I didn't have a job, and nothing went lacking. And I got to this place where I shifted even worrying about that, because I had been working on my money mindset, and I shifted that thing because nothing lacked, nothing went lacking. It was just amazing how that thing went down. And I think I worked 2 days in the whole month of March because I lost my job. They decided to switch the schedule, and I decided that wasn't the schedule I wanted to do. Because one thing about me is nobody tells me what the fuck to do. If I don't want to do it, I ain't going to do it. And you know what? That is not new. I've been like that all my life. You can ask my mama. So I was like, when they told me, oh, well, we switched the schedule and you're going to do, the whole fucking weekend. I said, no, the hell I'm not. Not every weekend. Are you crazy? No, I'm not doing that. And then they oh God, they jacked it all up. And I was tripping because I had just started that job. Well, that position, it had only been a couple of months, and of course my residents love me and everything. But, I guess it was time for me to go and take my angelic ways to another place, because that is exactly what I did. And I learned some things, and so I made some decisions and decided to check some boxes off that I needed to. But anyway, so as we go, y'all, I'm going to be sharing a little bit more because I really want people to understand how this thing works. We manifested a piece of property, and to be honest with you, it'll be paid for in less than a year. So we're super excited about that. And we're actually looking at manifesting some more, because that is one of the things that I've been looking at, and I decided that, we just need to do that. But yeah, so I am just grateful to step into this place. It's like a whole place that I never ever dreamed that I would be. Never dreamed. So anyway, I'm going to leave it here. I'll be back on again tomorrow to talk about some more stuff. And I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Whoever is watching me, whoever catches this replay, whatever, make sure you like it, share, and subscribe to my channel. And tell other people about it, because you know what? I'm saying some good shit. So again, thank y'all for hanging out with me. Talk to you soon. Bye.